everybody. I was not ready with my microphone on and Becky saw me. Welcome back to our podcast. Welcome back to Happily Booked. Excuse me. The podcast where two kindred spirits believe that the pursuit of happiness is the same thing as reading a good book and being able to talk about it with your hostesses, Brooke and
Beck.
Wow. First time in a long time I've done that, it feels like. Yeah. Did you see what I named our episode that came out today?
I did not.
I want to show it to you. I thought it was funny.
I'm sure it was. You're a very funny girl.
Some people might disagree, so I'm a goofy goober for sure.
What's in your wallet?
Even though that was funny. Completely wrong, but it was so funny. And I meant to tell Megan about that too. I'll have to. She's going to be like, oh yeah. Wow. She's going to say, wow, we're both so stupid, just like I did. Oh, it's so funny.
But you're not stupid though.
I'm not stupid. I know. I'm actually shockingly a little intelligent.
Not shockingly.
Not too intelligent, but a little intelligent. Okay, so today is our statistic episode, our wrap-up statistic from 2023. I'm so excited, except I didn't prepare, at all. I prepared something as if we were recording a normal episode, and after I prepared that, I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to even read this while doing our episode because it's our statistic episode. And if I remember from last time, it took over an hour to finish going through all of the points that Storygraph had for us.
Well, and you were the only one with Storygraph at that time because
That's true. And you were about to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo, we're going to see. Emma and Ella are in there watching Stetson. Professional babysitters. Love it. I laid him down just before y'all got here. I almost said before y'all left, but it was just before Austin left. And he was asleep. We're just in here sitting, about to start recording. I look over at the camera and he's just, boom, wide awake. Wide awake, eating his hands.
Yeah.
So, knew he's hungry. I appreciate that they're in there hanging out with him. Not that I don't like him, but
yeah,
it's just easier to dive into the recording without having to hold him or anything.
Emma wants to be his favorite.
Yeah, so she's working on it then. She's doing good.
Yeah.
Okay. Storygraph. I know we don't have a plan for this, you guys, at all. Did you know that Storygraph does a little wrap up for you?
What? Yeah, I think I did know that.
I had the notification. It says it's from a month ago though, so that's funny. But it's the 2023 Storygraph reading wrap-up, and I was curious to see what it said. Actually, okay.
Ooh, I started reading darker books towards the end of the year.
I had prepared a few questions a few days ago, but they're questions that I think we're going to end up going over anyway, or the answers would come from us going over it anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, all right, 2023 wrap-up.
I will say that all of these are not going to be 100% accurate for me.
Yeah.
Because I did not really understand I still don't fully understand Storygraph.
Oh, how to change the editions?
Yes.
Yeah. And
apparently it only took me one day to read Age of Myth. That's a lie.
That's a fact right there. That's a bold-faced lie. Well, I can go over it with you again before you leave if you have any questions that I can help you with.
Well, fortunately I've only read 2 books so far this year.
Yeah.
And I'm finishing
easy
the
to
third
change
one.
it.
Yeah, it'll be very easy to fix those.
Yeah. I know when I had first got Storygraph, I didn't quite grasp that I could change the editions right away. Mm-hmm. So I had to go in and change everything. It was half of the year and I had already put in all the books I had finished for the first half or something like that. And it was in 2022? I don't know. And I was like, oh man, I gotta finish fixing this just because I'm just a little nitpicky. I want it to be as accurate as I can possibly have it, or it'll drive me up a wall.
Well, I mean, it'll be important for, next year's wrap up.
Right. Okay. This is neat looking. I'm gonna go through this little wrap up that it has. Because I don't think I've done the wrap-ups like this before. We just went through the statistics last time.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, congratulations on a fantastic reading year. I'm debatable, but thank you. Thank you. It could have been better. It would have been better, but it's okay because now I have the cutest baby on the planet. So it's fine. You finished reading 60 books. So I read 60. My goal was 80, so that's not too bad. But I am a little bummed about that.
Yeah.
I wish I had at least hit 70. And I really thought for a few weeks there, I was going to be able to catch up with some like short stories or something like that.
Right.
But then I still never did. Shocker. I always get these ideas in my head that I'm going to have more time than I do for anything. And then it just doesn't happen. And then for some reason, I'm shocked. It says across 11,614 pages and 229.8 hours.
Wow.
That's a lot of audio. I feel
is.
like that's a lot of audio. I haven't looked at a pie chart or anything yet to see the image, but I feel like that's a good amount of audio.
Yeah.
And I expected more pages. So that's interesting. My first book of 2023 was the Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, which I don't know if that's actually accurate because I could have sworn it was Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Storygraph never lies, so
I have to go back and look and see when you put that in.
Well, I probably did finish because this was audio, so I probably did finish the audiobook first before I finished Beartown, and that's why it's inputted like that. But they may have been like the same day, something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then my last book of 2023 was, I'm glad I ended it with this. It was one of my favorite books. I ended it with I'd Rather Be Reading by Anne Bogle, The Delights and Dilemmas of the Reading Life. I love that book. It's so good. I didn't buy it for you, did I?
No.
You
got me a
her
journal.
reading journal. That's right. Anne Bogle's reading journal. Yeah, you should definitely read it. I think I know it's on Everand, and that's probably why, because there's no real reason for me to purchase it. When I purchased it for myself, I have the physical copy. I have not even read the physical copy. I've listened to this book multiple times because she reads it herself, and it's just great. But I loved it so much, I wanted to have a physical copy, so it's just up there.
She has a good voice.
She does have a very good voice. I like listening to her. I haven't listened to her podcast in quite a long time. That's interesting. You were looking at the mood map. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
You read a lot of darker stuff near the end? I did too. That is so weird. It starts off dark in January, goes lighter from February to July, and then dips down a little bit in August and September, and then October to December are just like dark content. That's so funny. You delved into dark and intense narratives, embarked on an exciting journey. I just totally made that up. Embarked on exciting adventures and unraveled intricate mysteries, and most of the stories developed at a steady pace. That is interesting.
Mine almost says the exact same thing. It has one additional line. It says, and rode a roller coaster of emotions.
That you did. Wow. I'm sorry. I just haven't looked at these. This is so interesting to me.
What was your longest book?
Ooh, where is it? Oh, do you even have to ask? It was The Stand by Stephen King.
Oh,
for sure. At 1,327 pages.
Wow.
Loved it. One of my favorite books.
What was your shortest one?
Definitely my favorite book by him. My shortest book was not a novella. It's a short story. The Wide, Wide Sea by Patrick Ness. It was one of the short stories. I think it was the short story that was at the end of the second book.
Oh, yeah.
Which I can't think of the name of it right now. I've gotta tell you what the name of it is. I can't just leave you hanging. That was at the end of So The Wide, Wide Sea by Patrick Ness is the short story that is at the end of The Ask and the Answer, the second book by Patrick Ness that is in the Chaos Walking trilogy. So and it says it's only 22 pages. So I go from I'm so funny, I think. Like I have such a wide range of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. I mean, not too wide because I do kind of just avoid cheesy things like cheesy romance.
Right.
Things that I think are cheesy romance. Really, they're not. That's just my opinion. But and I don't do a whole lot of nonfiction, I've noticed about myself. That was my shortest book. The average length of the books you read was 335 pages, and it took you around 11 days to finish each book. That's not too bad.
No, it's not.
It used to be quicker, and now it's going to be longer.
Mine says it took me 29 days to finish each.
You're a busy woman. You're a busy, busy woman, okay?
That is so sad. I used to read a book a week.
I know. I used to read like 2 a week. In 2022, I read, I swear, like 2 books at least a week.
Yeah, I think you did.
And now it's like I'm lucky if I read 1 a week. It's wild having a baby. It's crazy. And then having 2 babies.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Chickens.
And chicken. Oh my gosh. It's just, it's crazy. I've barely been going out to the chickens, so Austin's been having to do all that because I've been in here with Stetson.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to take him out there.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing I can really, and especially because the rooster's been a little sassy lately. And if I'm like, I'm not going to say I would take him into the run anyway, but who knows? Who knows what could occur? Yeah. Freaking rooster kicked me again the other day. I'm like, buddy, keep it up. Keep it up. Let's see if we don't have a good chicken dinner. Keep it up. I know that sounds cruel, but
no. I mean, he's just trying to protect his hens.
He is, and normally it's like maybe I just hadn't been going out there a whole lot because I was nearing the end of my pregnancy, so I wasn't really going out there. And now I'm in here with Stetson, and I do go out there if I can, and it needs to be done, and I'm able to. You know, all those factors have to be in play.
Right.
Because if I can't, then I'm just not going to because Austin will handle it when he gets home or whatever.
Right.
And it's like he's like starting to not get used to me like he was. And so I was like filling up their food and he just came over and like kicked me. And I was like, homie, I do not think so, you big bird. Try me again. And he didn't do it again. And then Austin was like, he kicked you? I was like, yeah, he's done it. That's like the 3rd time I've been kicked by this rooster. Not in the same day or anything. And he doesn't do it often. But when he does, it makes me mad. And you're like supposed to stay in your guard. And then you're supposed to, I think it's a little funny and a little backwards, but apparently you're supposed to like show them a little bit more special treatment. So I guess they I don't know, they get used to that a little bit more or they appreciate that more. I know, ignore the whiny dog. Is she stinky? Or
No,
she's just whining?
I'm laughing because she was laying down whining, and I looked at her, and then I turned back to look at you, and I heard her whining, and she's closer to me.
It's like a monster sneaking up on you. And Austin was like, so he kicked you? I was like, yeah. So he went in there and like picked up a chicken and just stood there holding the chicken. And he came up and kicked Austin. And he was like, oh, okay. And he was like, that kind of hurt. I was like, yeah, I know. It hurts. I'm aware. And then we don't blame him for that because we did go in there and pick up a chicken and stuff. Like he's just trying to protect the chickens. But like when I'm coming in there giving you food and you're coming over and kicking me, we're going to have a problem and we're going to brawl. Like, don't make me brawl with you in this chicken run. Anyway, got off topic there. I don't know how, but got off topic and just reeling it back in a little bit. Reeling it back in. It says the least time I spent on a book was 1 day, and it was for Grieving Conversations, which is a fictional short story by Chris Kander. I really like that one. I remember it.
And that's probably actually accurate.
Yeah. No, that was only like 2 hours. So like I think I listened to it on the way to work and then on the way back, and it was done. So some of them, I will say, I'm glad I got rid of Audible because I have not once needed or felt the urge to try and find an audiobook because I've been occupied. Yeah. But I also have not been driving. Like I barely drive.
Right.
So there's no point. And if I'm at home and have the time to read, I just pick up my physical book.
Right.
So I think that was a good financial choice I made, but I did like having all the options. And I will say Audible has a lot of good, really short audiobooks that you can listen to if you're trying to like squeeze stuff in, but they're also very entertaining and very good quality. The most time I spent, this makes sense, and it kind of pisses me off, I'm not gonna lie. The most time I spent on a book was 63 days, and it was for The Living Dead by George A. Romero and Daniel Krauss. That makes me so mad. I'm going to get rid of that one because I have no interest in keeping it. Oh, that reminds me. I have a few books I want y'all to look at to see if you want before y'all leave. We'll try to remember that. Because I remember I wanted to read that book so bad. And it started off fine. And I was okay. And then I found out I was pregnant. I realized I was pregnant, found out I was pregnant, and I was like nauseous and stuff. And then the idea of reading made me sick to my stomach. And at the time I was reading that. So it's really not the book's fault entirely. But then when I did pick it back up and finish it, I didn't like how it twisted and turned. And I didn't like how the ending was. I thought it was stupid. So for a zombie novel, it just kind of ticked me off. And now I get mad when I look at that book. I get a little sick to my stomach. I'm not gonna lie, a little nauseous and mad. So that's funny. The authors that I spent the most time with in 2023 was Patrick Ness and then Frederick Bachman. That is interesting. Spent the most time with. I guess I don't know. It says 6 books by Patrick Ness, which makes sense. Well, it really just depends on if you count the short stories as books, and Storygraph does, so I guess it counts. So that's 6, and then 5 Frederick Bachmans, and then 3 T.E. Kinseys, which are all the 3 Lady Hardcastle ones that I finished, which my mom has finished the entire Lady Hardcastle series.
Has she?
Yeah, and she's moved on to another series. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. I'll have to look on Scribd.
She should read the Amelia Peabody series.
Well, I told her that she should read, she should. We all should. I'm sure both of us would enjoy the Amelia Peabody series. I forgot how to work Everend. I told her she needs to. There's other mystery series that T.E. Kinsey has written as well. There's like 2 more, I think. And I was like, oh, you should do that. But she started another series that I had assumed she had saved on Scribe, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Murder in the Afternoon. Oh, okay. She's on. Sorry, let me get my stuff together. Murder in the Afternoon, a Kate Shackleton mystery by Frances Brody. That she's already finished that one. You like how I'm just in her life without her consent? And then she's on the second. I assume it's the second Kate Shackleton mystery, Dying in the Wool by Frances Brody. That's a funny name. I bet it has to do with yarn. Dying in the Wool. So she's on that series. And she says she's enjoying it a lot. And it actually reminds her of Lady Hardcastle. So that's fun. You know what? I'm gonna hand the wheel off to you for a little bit.
No, you're fine.
I feel like I just keep talking, Becky.
I've interrupted you a couple times.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
You don't interrupt me. That's not something you do. All you ever do is just talk to me. I can think of a handful of people that would be interrupting me, and you're not one of them.
So funny.
If you bring me iced coffee, you don't interrupt me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you start from the top of your wrap up, and I stopped just over my average rating, so you can dive back in there. Give you a little chance to blab your jaws.
As you know, my goal was 24 books, and I only read 23.
That is so close, though.
So close.
That is so good.
I
Good
really
job.
was like 2 chapters away from finishing that Lady Hardcastle book.
Yeah.
For the longest time. Which
one was that?
That was the first one.
Oh, okay. A Quiet Life in the Country. Okay.
And I honestly think if I hadn't gotten sick at Christmas time, I probably would have finished it.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like reading because I felt sick and Emma felt sick.
Feel you.
And it was just like, I didn't do any reading that week.
Home dog, I feel you. I'm feeling sick and not being able to read.
And I've noticed too, like this month, that I'll go a whole week without reading. That's probably what takes me so long to finish books. Is that I go so long in between starting them and actually finishing them.
Yeah.
Because I don't read. But anyway, I read 10,308 pages.
10,300
308.
Sorry, I don't know. I heard the 8 part, but for some reason I thought you said 3,100. Wait.
10,000.
Numbers are not my strong suit.
Oh, my first book was Dragon Knight by Danita K. Paul.
Yeah.
And it's funny because pretty much everything I read this year.
That feels so long ago.
A huge majority. It does. A huge
That's
majority
crazy.
of what I read, I guess last year, not this year, were series.
Yes.
I read a lot of
Yeah,
series.
you've been diving into series.
So, and then my last book of the year was The Hobbit by J.R.R.
Love
Tolkien.
that. That's such a nice way to end the year.
That is a good way. That was a great book to end the year on.
I love that.
I wish I had finished the last 2 books, but I'm still working on one. But I am in chapter 50, and there's only 59 chapters.
Of The Shadow Rising?
Yes.
Nice.
So I'm so close to being done.
Yep, you got this.
So we talked about the mood map already. And then apparently I didn't read anything in June. I just don't think I finished anything in June. Because I'm pretty sure I was reading all year. My longest book was Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, and it was 814 pages.
Wow.
And my shortest book of the year was The Cornish Midwife by Joe Bartlett. That was also the book I think I least enjoyed.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Like it was good. You just didn't care enough or care too much about it.
Yeah, and I think that
it was fine.
It was overly simple.
Yeah.
And predictable.
Yeah.
Like I kind of knew what was going to happen just from the beginning. So, but I mean, it wasn't a bad book.
Right. Yeah. I have a lot of those. I had a lot of those in 2023.
Yeah. Age of Myth only took me 1 day to read. That's a bold-faced lie.
We know it took you like 2 weeks, I think, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Ezra Hodden apparently took me 86 days. But that's because I took a break.
Right.
I read halfway through it and I was bored is like the wrong word. I was getting overly anxious because it was such a long book.
Yeah.
And it was taking so long to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And almost I feel like Ezra Hodden should have been 2 books.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I took about a week or 2 weeks off from reading
it. I think it was like 2.
Yeah. Before I started back. So that's why it took 86 days.
And you kept it in Storygraph?
Yeah.
Because that's what I did with The Living Dead, I think. I left it in Storygraph because I knew it was going to come back to it. And technically, I still have a book that's just been sitting in Goodreads and Storygraph for like months now. And it still says I'm currently reading it.
And you haven't DNF'd it.
No, and because I plan on reading it. I had just started it one day on Kindle and just haven't come back to it, but I am interested in it. So that's why I'm like, well, I'll leave it there because technically I've already started it because that's what makes sense to me. So it's going to say like 100 and something days it took you to read this one book. What's wrong with you? Anyway.
That is funny.
Yeah.
The authors I spent the most time with in 2023. This makes sense. Can you guess the 2 authors?
Oh yeah. One's Robert Jordan and then Michael J. Sullivan.
Yeah.
I was like, what's his name?
Oh, gosh. Number of books. 10 Michael J. Sullivan books.
Ooh, wow.
So
I mean, that makes complete sense, but when you say the end number, it's like, well, that's a lot.
So, my average ratings was 4.63, and I think it's just because I don't think I rate every book either.
Yeah, no, you will rate books, I feel like, but that's not a concern for you.
Yeah.
And that was just fine. That's totally cool.
As we all know, Brooke loves to rate them.
I do.
And I am always curious what you rate them to.
And I always, apparently, I'm more passionate about writing a review when I don't like a book.
Yeah.
And when I like a book, it's like I don't take the time to write up a review about it. So you would think that I don't like anything.
That's funny.
Which I've noticed that about myself.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I guess that's really it. This talks about how many people read the books that I read. So you decided to go.
That's cool. My average rating was 4.28. It says, looks like you know how to pick them. Thanks. Yeah, anything that's like above a 3, I'm like, okay, yeah, that was good. That's a good, solid book. And even 3s are like fine, but they're like, kind of like The Cornish Midwife for you. Just sort of like average.
Right.
It was fine. It was a good time filler. I'm not mad that I read it most of the time. But like, it wasn't amazing. It's not something that's really going to stick with me for the rest of my life. And then, did it show you your 5-star reads?
Yes.
But you don't really rate a lot of books. That's probably...
Let me see. There's 6 of them.
Okay. I would like to know what your 5-star reads are.
So, Age of Empire, 100% definitely a 5-star read. Faceless Killers, I gave that 5 stars.
Please don't fall, pumpkin. Oh my
no.
goodness.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Remy.
She almost fell the other day.
What is she doing?
Being a nuisance. These cats, I swear, they are ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Pumpkin.
She's making me nervous.
Climb down. Yep. Shimmy on down. There you go. Yep. Good job. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, you imbecile. She's not the brightest.
No,
Becky.
if she would have stayed on the other side, like she maneuvered herself and then dropped, she would have been fine.
Right.
But I was worried about her dropping on this side.
Well, the other day she almost fell because she was on the railing part. But she was just sitting there and she kind of like started to scratch on the pillar and I told her to stop.
And she lost her balance.
And her back legs sort of lost her balance. And she almost slipped and fell, but then she caught herself and was like, yeah, you ding dong. She just jumped from like the 5th step. Anyway.
Dumb cat.
They're goofy.
I
Sorry.
have 7 dumb cats.
Yeah. At least they don't climb super high pillars like that.
I don't have super high pillars. Callie stays hidden under the kitchen sink. You never see her. And then Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Who's with me? That's a 5-star.
That's a 5-star for sure.
I don't have my glasses on, but I'm pretty sure
100%.
Oh, okay. It's Eye of the World was one of my 5 stars. A Man Called Uva.
Yep.
And The Great Hunt.
Okay. That's pretty good. Do you think you'll go into this year rating books more, or do you think you're just going to kind of...
I think I want to do more ratings, yes. And I also want to be more specific, more accurate with the specific book that I'm reading. Like, is it an audiobook?
Yeah.
Because it definitely said on my on the pie charts that I had a lot of physical reads and
you're like, no, that's not right.
X amount of audio. I'm like, no, pretty sure that number skewed.
Yeah.
So I want to be more accurate this year with that too.
My 5-star reads are, the first one is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, which anything by Neil Gaiman pretty much is going to be a 5-star.
Yeah.
But I definitely think you should read The Graveyard Book. Didn't you say y'all have that one?
We do have that one.
You should definitely read that one. It's also on Everand, though, and he reads it. So it's really up to...
He has a great voice.
A fantastic voice. Yeah. Love listening to Neil Gaiman. My second 5-star was Beartown by Frederick Bachman. And no, I still have not finished that trilogy. Whatever. Everything I've read by Frederick Bachman, I'm pretty sure I have rated 5-star.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's such a great author. I love everything I've read by him.
Well, and I've only read the one book by him, but what I really enjoyed was, and I don't know if he does this with his other books, but it's such a heavy content to have it talk about, and yet have humor. Yeah, and the way that he writes it, it's not disrespectful.
Yeah, and it's not goofy. Unless he's trying to be goofy, I guess. There are some just funny moments,
right,
that feel kind of goofy, but no, I like the way he weaves everything. Yeah, I definitely agree. Then I can't tell if that's the 2nd volume or the 3rd volume in the Walking Dead comics. I think it is volume. Oh, I can click on it. I'm such an old person. It's volume 2, Miles Behind Us, and I gave that a 5-star just because it was entertaining. It was good. I'm probably not gonna keep collecting them because they're all black and white on the inside of the comics, and the covers will have color on them, and then the inside is all black and white. And I guess it's just cheaper that way to make them, I assume. But if that's the case, I can just read all of them on the Kindle because the Kindle's going to be black and white, and if there's nothing I'm missing,
right?
There's no reason for me to physically collect them, if I feel like continuing with them. I'll probably be getting rid of those. I can tell I'm going to be getting rid of books a lot easier this year. I took a picture of the books that I read in 2023.
Yeah.
I was, for a split second, I was like, is that the correct year? Because I always do that. Normally I always post it on Instagram and everything, but I was a little busy at the end of this year.
Right.
Or last year. So I took a picture finally, just a few days ago. Haven't posted it or anything, but then I was able to, okay, I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to keep this one. I might keep this one, and so on and so forth with the whole stack.
Right.
And I can definitely tell it's going to be easier for me to just let go of books.
Right.
So that's something that's interesting to me. I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. Turns out. I like
You're
putting
not a
them
book hoarder anymore.
I'm not a book hoarder anymore. And we don't, this isn't a huge house, but it's not a tiny house.
Right.
But we still don't have like stupid amount of room for just books.
Right.
And I get that. And I'm fine with that.
Right.
I'm glad I got rid of like like 200 books.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue that. But Austin will go like, we have so many books. And I'm like, you don't even know how many books people have.
Yeah.
Have you seen the YouTubers?
Yeah.
They have, lucky them, like a whole room that's just a library.
Right.
And they have so many books, like thousands of books.
Yeah. My Aunt Janet turned my cousin's bedroom into a library when they moved out. And it's funny because I spent a lot of time in their bedroom as a kid.
Yeah.
But when I went in there and saw her library, I was trying to remember how the room was configured. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but it was
a change.
Weird in a cool way.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on, it'll come back to me.
I'm sorry.
No, it was there. It was there, and then it just dissipated.
I think Austin just needs to go ahead and close in this part of the
build
porch here.
on to the house.
Yeah. And give you a library. Turn this window into a door.
Yeah. So I think I've slipped from wanting to keep all of my books, which is I still didn't even want to keep all of my books. If I didn't like the book or whatever, or didn't finish the book for some reason, like I'd get rid of it. But I would always say I read 10 books and like 3 I hated, and the 7 I want to keep. But that constantly, it's going to add up to a lot of books.
Right.
And I think I now have a fear that I won't be able to get rid of them all at once if I want to. And it's just going to pile on, because when I was getting rid of the 200, which I think there might still be some in Austin's truck that we have to still take to Goodwill. But like the used bookstore wasn't taking any. Libraries aren't taking them. What am I supposed to do with these books?
Right.
And now I have a little free library at the end of the driveway, which is great. And some people have taken some books. Not as many as I would have liked, but some people have taken them. And we put our eggs out there, and people are, there's somebody taking our eggs.
Yeah.
And then I'm so weird. I'm like, Austin, we need a trail cam. I want to see who's taking our eggs. And he's like, what? No. And I'm like, for no reason. I want to see it happen.
How dare he not help you
like,
with your psychosis?
I know, right? And he's like, why do you need to see? Like, it's just, we put them out there for people just to take. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool if they're taking them, but I want to see them take them. Like a weirdo.
Oh my goodness.
It's giving stalker. And so
that's
now
why you and Emma get along so well.
So now if there's room out there, I'll put a few books out there. Yay! So that's fun. I'm enjoying that. I want more people to take from the little free library, but I do appreciate that some people, or someone at least, is taking from the little free library.
You do kind of live in the middle of nowhere.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, this road, there's a good amount of people on this road. I don't know if I'm fully set up with the app, the Little Free Library app. I tried to finish setting up, and I don't think I'm doing it right. And I actually should probably ask Austin's mom, because I think maybe she finished setting it up. So it might be under like her email that I need to sign in to. I'm not entirely sure. But I want to be able to go on there and like take pictures and like, look, new books.
Yeah.
Something like that. Wow, I got off topic again. So what happens when you have babysitters in the other room?
And you're welcome, because I also helped to get you off track.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Becky. It's all your fault. My next 5-star. Okay, let me just tell you. Okay. I did warn everybody. We did not come into this with a plan. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is going to be the best episode of 2024.
17, 18. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. There's 28 books on here. I've read 4.
Wow.
Or read 3 off of what the 5 stars are. I can't count either. My next one was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and that was audio, and that was a very, very good. It's interesting to say that if it's good or bad when it's somebody's life story. That was a very interesting read, and I appreciated what she talked about. It was very interesting to learn about and to listen to, and very moving. I know, and that one blew up because it's Jeanette McCurdy, so like that one just went crazy. Everybody was listening to that book. Right. Everybody was reading that book. Quite frankly, she probably made a lot of money off of that. And she actually wants to continue a writing career, so that's interesting. And I think she's working on a fictional novel now, because that one was nonfiction. It was about her life growing up and dealing with stardom and like the things her mom did to her, and coping with that, and then coping with her loss of her mom and everything. So it was really interesting to listen to. I hear you, dog.
Everybody hears you.
Everyone hears you. I don't know if y'all can hear her. She's going. She's fine. She's fine. She's happy, healthy, fed. She just wants attention. Remy, you're going to have to wait a second, okay? Then the other 5-star was the shortest amount of time I spent on a book this year, as it told me, which was Grieving Conversations by Chris Candor. That was really good. Then the 3rd volume of the Walking Dead comics, which is called Safety Behind Bars. And that was pretty good too. I mean, they're all pretty good. I shouldn't say that after every single one I say, because they're all 5-star reads. So obviously I thought they were pretty good. And then is the Last Thing He Told Me by, I can't see her name, Laura Dave. And that was a Reese's Book Club pick, which I almost always have a good time with. Then A Quiet Life in the Country by T.E. Kinsey, of course. We love Lady Hardcastle. I almost said Lady Cardcastle. Then The Stand by Stephen King. Love The Stand by Stephen King. A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, which is the 2nd book in the Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. Series. Not trilogy. And that's my favorite one. I love that one. That's a lot of people's favorite one, I think. But our friend who is obsessed with Sarah J. Maas, she actually prefers the 3rd one, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin. She likes that one the most, which I find interesting. Then Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Oh my gosh, I loved that book. That book was so good. It was audio. It was about you following several different. You're following several different people, but you're mainly following this older woman who I believe works as a janitor. A cleaning person at an aquarium, and you're following the impact that this octopus at the aquarium has on her life and has on the other people that you're following at the same time's life. But one of the characters you're following is the octopus, and that's so fun and so sweet. This book, I boohoo sobbed at the end of this book, and so did my mom. It was so good. It was so moving. It was so funny. Also, I loved it. And then New Moon by Stephanie Meyer, which is the 2nd book in the Twilight series, which is my favorite because #Team Jacob. Hashtag never forget. That's my favorite, so it's a 5-star as well. A Man Called Uva by Frederick Bachman, of course, of Frederick Bachman. And actually there is 1, 2, 3 more Frederick Bachmans under this 5-star little wrap-up.
Shocker.
And those are Anxious People, which is actually my favorite one, and then A Man Called Uva. I loved Anxious People. It was so good. And then Britt Marie Was Here. Also very good. And oh my gosh. And this one is the novella by Frederick Bachman. And it's And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. And that book messed me up, Becky. I don't even know if I can talk about that book. It messed me up. It's just about this man who's battling with the fact that he's developing dementia. And it's just
Oh man.
I know, that's a rough one, isn't it? Oh my, every time I read about something like that or watch a movie about something like that, it tears me up. It was really good though. It was really sweet.
I hope his family wasn't in denial about his dementia.
If I remember correctly, I don't think they were, but
We have a friend who has a parent
oh,
with dementia.
oh, I hate that.
It's the beginning stages, and it's her stepmother, and her stepmother's family is in denial.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are big time in denial.
That sucks. Just one of those things.
Yep.
Moving on.
Now that we're all sad.
I can't stay on that topic very
No.
long. And then it was Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I really enjoyed that one. Then Mallory by Josh Mallerman, our man Josh Mallerman.
Yeah.
And that's the sequel to Bird Box, and that was very, very good. And in fact, I actually watched on Netflix, they have Bird Box, and then they have Bird Box Barcelona.
Interesting.
And it's like the events of Bird Box, or this event happening, but in Barcelona.
Right.
And so I watched that, and it was actually very good. It was graphic, of course, but it was very entertaining, very good. Impact Winter, oh my gosh, that's my favorite audiobook. I love Impact Winter by Travis Beecham, I think. I always get his name wrong. Oh, it was right. I was right. Beecham. Travis Beecham. I've listened to that twice. I listened to it again for the second time because they had Impact Winter 2 that had come out, and so I was like, I'm gonna re-listen to it and then listen to the second one, which I didn't really have to do because in the second one it kind of does like a recap, and that was very interesting, and I appreciated that. But I still enjoyed listening to Impact Winter because I loved it so much anyway. And then I gave Impact Winter 2 also a 5-star because it is also on here. I love that. That's my only issue with not having Audible anymore, because those are only on Audible.
Right.
And if I want to listen to them again, it's like, let me sign up for a free trial. I actually think so. I still have the Audible app, because when I discontinued my membership with them, it said that I can still have access to all of my stuff in the library, but I don't know if that includes Audible originals, because that would make sense if it wouldn't in my head, and that's what these are. They're Audible originals, so I don't know if I still have access to them, and that makes me a little sad, but it's okay. When they come out with 3, I'll just 7-day free trial or something. And then Catchers was also an Audible original, and it is by Ben Rock and Bob DeRosa, and it was only 2 hours and 20 minutes also. Going back to how they have a lot of good short audiobooks too. That was really entertaining. Then we got, let's see, I'm still just on my 5-star reads. I have a problem. Then we have Drowning by TJ Newman, which was my favorite thriller of 2023. Love that book. That book was so good. I highly recommend it to anybody who wants an exciting, thrilling, upsetting, real scenario thriller. That was really, really good. It's about a plane crashing, though, so I do recommend it very highly, but not if that's something that's gonna really upset you.
Like, probably don't read it on a plane.
Yeah, oh no, I could not do that. There's no way. I'm an anxious flyer. I can fly. I can get through it. Done it. Will do it. But it does make me anxious, and I try. It takes a lot. I'm like, calm down. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. One bump though. One normal bump, because turbulence is a thing. It's common. Yes. It happens all the time. Yes. It's going to happen. Freaks me out.
Yeah.
I can't help it. But yeah, if that's something that'll freak you out real bad, maybe avoid this book. And the next one, which is Falling by TJ Newman. The Drowning was about a plane crashing into the ocean, and they have to survive and get rescued and all of that. And then Falling is about a hijacking. So, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Then I've got the second book in the Lady Hardcastle series, and the third one. The second one is In the Market for Murder by T.E. Kinsey, and Death Around the Bend is the third one. I have both of those on here because I enjoy.
Excuse me.
You need help?
I don't know.
Oh, Ranger, pick up her phone for her. Come on, man. Be a gentleman.
I'm so sorry.
A gentle pup.
Carry on.
And because The Lady Hardcastle books are just so good. They're so funny. They're so witty. They've so far been 5-star reads for me. Then we've got, of course, I'd Rather Be Reading by Anne Bogle, as I've already mentioned. So naturally, that's on here. Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel, who wrote Station 11. So I really enjoy her. I haven't finished reading all of her books. She might be an author I try to finish reading everything she's written this year. I have read 3 by her. I read Sea of Tranquility, Station 11, and The Glass Hotel, which are all related. Mm-hmm. So that's more or less why I've read all 3 of them.
Right.
But I enjoyed all of them. She's only got like 3 or 4 more books so far, so I'm sure I could, I don't know. I've not met me with a baby, so me without a baby versus me with a baby, we're kind of different. So we'll see.
We'll see how this year goes.
And then the last one I have on here that was a 5-star read was The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness, which is the first one in the Chaos Walking trilogy. It was very, very good, very entertaining, very thrilling. And I was so pissed at the end. I remember I was so mad. I was like, there's no way you're leaving me hanging like this. Oh, you're not, because I just bought the second one on Kindle. Like, I could not.
But imagine having that when it first came out.
This is why I cannot pick up series if they're not already well into the series or done.
Well, what if you don't know it's going to be a series and you pick up a book?
You gotta do your research, man. Gotta do your research. That's not something I want to risk.
Yeah.
Can't risk it. Man. Yeah, I had a lot of most of my reads were 5-star ratings. And then I had a couple 4.5. And then my second highest was 4. Just a few 3.5. And then 3 was the third most highest. And then 2.5 and 2. Which is funny because it's like, if you're going to rate it 2, why didn't I just DNF it? It's only one book. I wonder. So no, if you click on these, they do not take you there, by the way. That's fun. I'll have to look and see what those were. I read the most in February, and it had the highest rating. That was my highest month for sure. 4.78 was the highest average rating in February, and then the most pages read was 1,938. Most out of the books that I have read in 2023, that other people on Storygraph have also read and liked the most, or the most common one, I guess, between what I have read on Storygraph versus other people who have Storygraph, is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which makes complete sense. That book, once book talk became a thing, A Court of Thorns and Roses, that whole series, all over TikTok.
Right.
So that makes complete sense. If you didn't already like it and were obsessed with it and were a part of the fan base, you were after that. And then the least shelved on Storygraph, the one that I have, there's only, okay. Oh, look at that. So A Court of Thorns and Roses on Storygraph is shelved by 392,577 people.
Wow.
On Storygraph. And this one is the least shelved on Storygraph. And that's Duck Duck Gator by Ken Wheaton, which our boss actually gave us.
Yeah. How many people?
13. But I rated it 3 stars. It was fine. It was entertaining enough.
Those 13 people read it because of you.
That's right, they did. That's what I'm going to tell myself. The highest rated that I share with people on Storygraph, which is, I find this interesting, is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I find it interesting, but it doesn't really surprise me because, again, that book blew up. But it's interesting that it tops A Court of Thorns and Roses, I guess. But I mean, it's by Jeanette McCurdy, so I guess that makes sense. It said, you did read some things that were different to your normal picks. And this is different from my normal stuff because I labeled this as funny, hopeful, lighthearted, and fast-paced. Because I read a lot of not that stuff. But this one was Mrs. Wickham it was an audio dramatization. and it was written by Sarah Page and performed by Jessie Buckley and Johnny Flynn, and it's an Audible original. That was very good. It was really funny. It was really
I saw that, and I
intriguing.
actually almost read it a couple times.
You should. You would really like it. You would really like it. I explored. I find all this wrapped up stuff that Storygraph did very interesting. I'm such a nerd. You explored the works of 34 new authors, including T.J. Newman, Stephanie Meyer, and Anne Rice. Stephanie Meyer's not new to me. I mean, I guess to Storygraph, it could be new to me. She could be new to me. But I know she's not new to me. 25 of the books you read were part of a series. You revisited a total of 2 books this year. Revisited 2 books.
What books
oh,
did
I
you-
bet. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
It was definitely Impact Winter. And then what was the other one? Oh, It Will Take Me to It. Yay. A Court of Thorns and Roses. Which technically I also revisited Twilight, New Moon, I'd Rather Be Reading, but it doesn't know that because those were the first times that I actually inputted it on Storygraph. The 25 books I read that were a part of series. See, now you're going to have to go and click on these things because I'm interested to know what yours says. Was Mallory was the second Bird Box. Fallen, which is a part of the Fallen series by Lauren Kate, and I did not like that book. That was one I gave 2.5 stars. Twilight, it was a part of a series. Capture the Sun, of course. Bless you. It's a part of the Starlight Bless you again.
Sorry.
It's okay. A part of the Starlight Shadow series. It's the third one by Jessie Mihalik. I always say the last name wrong. Every time. I have to stop myself. The second Impact Winner, of course. The T. Kinsey books, the 3 of those. The Lady Hardcastle ones. Soul Riders. The third one I finally finished this year, or last year. The other 2 were in 2022. By Helena Dahlgren. The Knife of Never Letting Go, Patrick Ness. The Court of Thorns and Roses, and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. All the short stories that were also included with the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. The Walking Dead comics. Neverwhere is a series by Neil Gaiman.
Really?
Oh, okay. It's just tying it together with How the Marquis Got His Coat Back,
Oh, yeah.
which I haven't read, but it's at the end of Neverwhere.
Yeah.
And then it says it has the 7 sisters on Storygraph now. So, but no cover or anything. So I wonder if that's in the works. Because that was not published yet. That's a new one that he's writing, right? Yeah. So it's tied in here. So we'll see. Maybe that'll come out soon. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to read that.
I do too. The Wolf Gift. It's a part of the Wolf Gift Chronicles by Anne Rice. I don't know if I'll finish that series. I have no... It was a 4-star read. Like, I enjoyed it. There was a few things I remember kind of got on my nerves, and I remember talking about it with you, but nothing that would really, I don't know. I'm not really drawn to it right now. That's just how I am. Well, I have to really be interested. Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Yeah, that's a part of a series. I just haven't finished the series. Yep. All this we've been over. Yeah, well, that's interesting. You decided not to finish 5 books. 5 of the books you picked up this year. Probably a little more than that. I just haven't put them in Storygraph. Which was The Exorcist, which was definitely not getting finished, by William Peter Blatty. Which you would think that would be like something that's right up my alley. And it was at first. It got way too upsetting to read about, and I did not like it. It was a little disturbing. See explanation. I'm sure I typed that. I was interested in this book for the most part. I'm like, I never know what I'm about to type. I was interested in this book for the most part until I got to a certain point where Reagan, which is our main character girl, in case anybody doesn't know, is possessed and saying all sorts of horrible things to her mother and the doctor. But like horrible, nasty things. That's and the doctor, I think, that's there, and the things she said and what she said or what she did, I just found it tremendously disturbing. So I'm good. Yeah, that was Don't do it. Just don't do it. It was gross. Wrath by Sharon Molam and Daniel Krauss, which was supposed to be, at least I thought it was going to be, following the rat that escaped the scientist lab. And it was like 50% into the book and you still weren't following the rat. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm not interested anymore. I think I probably just don't care for Daniel Krauss because he also helped write The Living Dead. And it just...
Yeah.
The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. Yep, that was painfully boring, if I remember correctly. I was so interested in that book. That book had been on my shelf for so long, and I wanted to read it so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I was not missing out. Okay, so technically I had DNF Soul Riders, the third one, just because I didn't leave it on the shelf like I have left another book just sitting on my shelf.
Mm-hmm.
But I did come back and finish that. So to me, that doesn't count. And then Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Sorry, Becky. Yikes. You read 4 books from your own shelves this year? I think I probably read more than that. Interesting. I don't know what that means. Because the books on there, it's a little confusing. I love when you can see all the covers of the books you've read.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That always makes me happy. Yeah, so you need to go back and under 5 stars. If you scroll down, I had just that's what I was reading off of the chart, and then I just went through everything because now I need to know.
Well,
I need answers.
The most shelved book that I read
Yeah,
was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
that makes sense because I think you're reading a lot of I don't want to say not popular, but just different authors.
Right.
And J.K. Rowling is extremely popular.
Yeah, absolutely. With there being 381,133.
Woo-hoo.
And my least shelved was The Cornish Midwife.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There were more, though, than yours.
Yeah.
272.
Oh, and see, that's awkward because I guess, is he both of our old boss? He's like not our boss.
Yeah, he's not my boss right now, but I do plan on rejoining.
We said we're having an argument.
I do
is
plan
so
on rejoining him.
Interesting. So I'm just gonna keep saying our boss because that's what's easier for me.
Yeah.
Well, he gave that book to us. He had 2 copies and gave
Yes.
that book to us. Duck, Duck, Gator. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. It's not my fault. I gave it a 3-star.
I don't think he cares.
No, I don't think he does either.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, I gave it a 5-star, but the highest rated other than me or besides me is 4.6.
Okay, yeah.
It says I explored the works of 13 new authors.
Nice.
But like it has J.R.R. Tolkien on there.
Yeah.
And
New to Storygraph,
I've actually
guess.
read the Lord of the Rings trilogy
a
long time ago, so it wasn't really new to me. Michael J. Sullivan.
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Meyer.
I know, I forced you to read Twilight.
Yeah. Henning Mankell. I'm sorry. Didn't
you already read
Swedish.
by him technically, or is it just a show?
No, I saw the TV series.
Yeah.
That was the first one. Actually, I liked it.
Yeah.
So I might read more in that series later.
I remember you talked highly about it. Like, it was really entertaining for you.
I gave it a 5-star.
Yeah.
Joe Bartlett. Not sure if I'm gonna necessarily seek her out to read more, but she has written other books.
Yeah.
About midwifery. As a matter of fact, I do believe.
That's always such a funny word to me.
It is. So I wonder if she's either a midwife in real life or she knows someone, because that seems to be her genre.
Yeah.
Which is an unusual.
It's very random.
Yes.
Yeah. Random to us. Yeah, no, she probably is like a midwife.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
And then I don't know why Michael J. Sullivan's on this list more than once, because
he's the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danita K. Paul, Dolly Parton and James Patterson.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You read Run, Rose, Run?
Yep.
And Yeah, that took a while.
Yeah. Well, because I was physically reading it, and I always
Yeah.
take longer with the physical books than I do with the audio.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that keeps me, besides the fact that apparently I just realized this about myself, I will go a whole week without reading anything.
Yeah, right.
But my kids think that they're more important than reading. I don't know why.
I couldn't tell you why they might think that.
So
absolutely absurd.
Sometimes I don't read at night because I'm spending time with them rather than reading. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
It's okay.
My
Your
goal
kids are important, I guess.
They are. I think my actual new goal should be to not wait a whole week in between reading chapters in a book.
Yeah.
And then who else was on this? Oh, Frederick Bachman. Stuart Turton, who wrote The Devil in the Dark Water.
That's right. I was like, why do I know that name? Duh.
J.K. Rowling. Also, I've never, actually, I guess I never have read any of her books either, because I just watched all the movies. So those were the 13 new quote-unquote authors.
Yeah.
17 of the books you read were part of a series. 5 books were from your own shelf. But this only has The Hobbit, Run, Rose, Run, The Great Hunt, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and Faceless Killers. But
that's the part of the series one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, those are the ones I read on my own shelf.
Yeah, that one kind of confused me a little bit.
But I also own, and maybe I didn't put it in there that I owned it, but I own
that's probably what it is.
All of the Robert Jordan books up to the 4. So I own the first 4.
Right.
So there should be 3 in here.
Yeah.
And the 5th one is coming in the mail, guys.
Spoiler!
I own all of the Harry Potter books. And as this is number 3, there should also be a couple more on that list. Because I'm pretty sure I read them all last year, too. Like 1, 2, and 3. I did them all last year.
Yeah. We know you took a little break with 4.
Yes. Oh, and 4 actually should be on here because I read.
You did put it on there?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you haven't finished it. Because you haven't finished it, right?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
I was like, maybe.
Wait, book 4? I think I have. Wait, maybe I haven't. Oh, because I lost it. And we just found it. Yeah, that's why I never read book 4 last year.
I'm pretty sure you hadn't finished it. I knew you had recently found it. I knew you had started it way back when.
Actually, I don't think I started it. I just found it.
Oh.
I don't think I even started it. What else did you want me to go over?
I don't know.
Did you go over your mood reads?
Did I?
I don't know.
Let's see. Where's that? Show me.
Oh, it's the pie chart for the moods.
Oh, is it under the actual stats?
I think it is.
I did click on stats, so I'm under there now. Yeah, okay. You go ahead and start this time.
So, under moods, on the pie chart.
According to the pie.
The hugest, what's a slice?
Slice, yeah.
Would be adventurous, which makes sense because Robert Jordan and Michael J. Sullivan are their books are definitely adventurous.
Right. Fantasy, man.
Yeah. And then the next biggest one is mysterious and then emotional. And then they just kind of get smaller after that, but dark, lighthearted, challenging, informative. What's the next one? Hopeful and funny. And I think there was only, let me see. Yeah, there's only one on funny, and it's the same one that is on hopeful. And that is A Man Called Uva.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I agree. It's definitely hopeful. Definitely funny, considering the topic, like you were saying.
And I think it was in one more of these. I don't remember which one it was in now. Is it? Oh, it's probably dark. Nope, just kidding. And there's only 3 books under dark, and it's Neverwhere, Eye of the World, and The Devil in the Dark Water.
Nice. Yeah. Eye of the World?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I guess so, yeah. I mean, I haven't read it, but yeah, I mean, if you say so.
Oh, found it. It's under emotional.
Oh, okay.
Emotional? Yeah, emotional. And there's 4 books under emotional. Twilight, The Cornish Midwife, A Man Called Uva, and Fair Lane. And I would definitely say Fair Lane is emotional.
Yeah.
It's adventurous as well. Mm-hmm. But at the end, I sobbed like a baby.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
fast.
Just a little. I'm so sorry. I know we started talking at the same time. I'm so sorry. This is so awkward.
Go ahead.
Speaking of emotional and boohooing, and I was going to give you a little spoiler, I guess, into next week's recording. I started reading a book.
Yeah.
Which is behind me. So it's not like it's a secret to you, I guess.
Well, I can't see it. I don't have my glasses
really?
on.
So, and it's the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh.
So I only finished the first chapter. I started reading it yesterday. I got to the end of the first chapter and almost started crying. Oh, it's so stupid. All these books are gonna make me cry, though. They always do, especially when I finish them. When I finish them, I feel like I've lost someone. Like I'm done with it, and it hurts my heart. You know, It's so cheesy, but they make me cry every single time. And that was just the first chapter. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Continue with your moods and your paces and your page numbers.
So under pace, 22% of the books that I read were slow paced, and 78% were medium paced.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the most books, I don't know how to say this, between 300 to 499 pages were the most books that I read were that size.
Okay. Yeah.
And then only 20% were 500 plus, and 15% were 300 plus. No, less than 300. Excuse me, less than 300. Yeah, because I probably only have. Oh, there's only 3 books that were less than 300.
Mm-hmm.
Fairlane is less than 300.
Maybe the actual pages.
Yeah,
that's shocking though. In my head, all of those books are really long.
Yeah, in my head too.
It's not like I've read them, but I don't know why. Every time I see them, I think that's a long book.
And there's only 4 that are more than 500, and that's The Great Hunt, The Eye of the World, Ezra Hodden. I would say so.
Ezra Hodden for sure.
I feel like that's actually the longest book that I read, but
I guess not.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like it.
Yeah.
And then The Dragon Reborn.
Okay. Man, you really racked up fantasy. You really racked up fantasy.
I want to know what your last pie chart is, because fiction/nonfiction, everything I read was fiction. The whole thing is pink.
It's just a pink circle.
And I know yours.
That's funny.
You usually don't read just fiction.
No, well, in 2022, I think I read a lot more nonfiction than normal. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. You know, they're almost always audiobooks. I enjoy nonfiction via audio more than physical. It's just more entertaining to me. I guess it's just the way I take it in my brain.
Right.
But skip ahead to that. Nonfiction. I read 2 nonfiction books, and then 3%, I guess I'll use the percentages. 3% was nonfiction, 97% fiction. So.
Wow.
And what were they? I mean, I know one was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and I'd Rather Be Reading by Anne Bogle. Mm-hmm. That's funny. Those are the only nonfiction books that I read in 2023. And in 2022, I want to say it was more like 5, 6, something like that. I could be completely wrong. I could go look, but I don't feel like it.
You normally do read more than that.
Just a little bit at least. You know, I don't do too much nonfiction. But if it's something that intrigues me, I will read it. And then 58, the rest of my 60. Although I didn't reach my goal, I'm glad I ended on a good solid number like 60 as opposed to like 62 or 57. You know, like that would have drove me crazy. Do you want to continue with your charts and stuff, or do you want me to start with mine?
You can go.
Okay. You know, I love to talk, apparently. This is one of my favorite things to go over, though. It really is. Like, I have no plan for this, no structure set up, but I enjoy it a lot. I always enjoy watching, like, YouTubers, statistic videos and stuff. Like, I just have a good time with it. Okay, my mood chart. Can you guess which mood I read the most of based off looking at those?
Either emotional or dark.
It was dark.
Really?
Well, it looks bigger than the rest. 32 books were dark. And then it looks like adventurous, emotional, mysterious, and tents are all pretty equal. That's 26 for adventurous, 22 for tense, 22 for mysterious, and 22 my phone's gonna break. And 22 for emotional. So I read more dark topics.
Yeah.
Clearly. And then the next one under that's reflective with 9. And then we've got looks like sad, then lighthearted, then funny, and then hopeful being the least. What's hopeful? The 4 books that I read that were hopeful, or I considered hopeful. Oh, that's interesting. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, A Man Called Uva by Frederick Bachman, which I could see that, I guess, both of those. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Loved that book. I could see that's helpful. Oh, hopeful. And then Mrs. Wickham, which I don't know why I labeled that as hopeful, but I'm sure I had good reasons at the time. What are all the dark books I read? 32 books. Dark.
Laughing at you.
Dark. Some of these, it's like, I don't know if I would agree with it now, but most of them, yeah, pretty dark. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'm not going to go over them. It's just, I wanted to see. Okay, so the pace, my pace pie chart. The biggest slice is medium, which makes sense. Almost everything I read, I label as a medium pace because I have 12% slow. And most of the time, if I consider it slow, it's almost not interesting to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it can't be, but most of the time that's how it is. And then I have 35% were fast paced, and then 53% I considered medium paced. So that makes sense to me. The biggest slice of my page number pie chart is greater than 300 pages.
Okay.
No, it's less. I've got it mixed up too. Less than 300 pages. It's less than 300 pages with 38%. That was 11 books. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of them were they were the short stories by Patrick Ness. Some of them were the Walking Dead comics, and like Mallory, the Bird Box sequel, is less than 300 pages. That don't make sense. And then with 34%. Is 300 to 499 pages. My phone's like, can you make up your mind with what you're clicking on? And then 28% is 500 plus.
Okay.
So I kind of hope I can get into more bigger books this year because sometimes it's nice to read a big chunky book.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not. and those were the wise words from Brooke. My audiobook length pie chart is just 2 slices, and it is less than 8 hours, or 52% of my audiobook listens, less than 8 hours, and then from 8 hours to 15 hours and 59 minutes. I was gonna just say 16, but I was like, it says 59 minutes. Is 48%. What audiobooks are those? It's 15 audiobooks. I guess that is a wide range of time. It's not anyway. And then I told you my fiction and nonfiction one. Let's see. I read 17 horror books. And then 13 thrillers, 13 science fiction. I hate saying science fiction. I should just say sci-fi. 13 mystery, 12 fantasy, which is much less than you. And then 10 young adult. And then we're just going down from here. 9 literary, 9 contemporary, 7 romance. That's interesting. What were those? Let's take a look, shall we? Fallen, I guess. Not much happened. Twilight, Capture the Sun, which is the 3rd one in the Starlight Shadow series. A Court of Mist and... I'm sorry. Let me just... I have a problem where I have to say it in order if they're both here, which is A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then A Court of Mist and Fury. Love is Never Lost. I get a little nauseous when I think of that title, too, because that was around the same time as The Living Dead, and that, like,
Is that the one where the kid gets his parents back together?
Yeah. Wow, you got a good memory. And it was fine. It was everything it said it was gonna be. There was no surprises, no nothing. It was just plain Jane's simple story.
Yeah.
Which is fine if that's what you like. Like, totally fine. I gave it a 3-star. It was fine. But yeah, I get a little nauseous looking at that. Let's move on. And the New Moon was the other one. 6 historical, 5 short stories. Well, okay, I guess so. I guess I would have considered and Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. I think that's a novella. I didn't think that was a short story. But I guess with how long it is, like it's only an hour and 9 minutes audio. So I guess it considers it to be a short story as opposed to a novella. And then the Chaos Walking short stories, Grieving Conversations is only 55 minutes. Interesting. Dystopian, I read 4. That's so interesting. 2 middle grade. 2 memoir, which are the only 2 nonfiction. 2 crime. 1 children's, which was Soul Riders. 1 classic. Oh, okay. I was like, a classic? Did I hit a classic? And it was The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Gave that a 3-star. 1 LGBTQIA+. 1 sports. That's funny. Beartown is the sports one because it's a hockey novel, basically. 1 graphic novel, which is the 1 Walking Dead comic that I got this past year. Essays. 1 essay. Oh, okay. It considers I'd rather be reading as a nonfiction and an essay collection, which is interesting. And then it's going to consider, The Walking Dead. I did 2 Walking Dead. So it considered one of them to be a graphic novel and then the other one's a comic. Even though they're both comics.
Right.
And they're both graphic novels. It's like the same thing.
Right.
That's interesting. Oh, my format pie chart. This is what I come here for. I did 8% digital, which was 5. Yep, that makes sense. It's almost all of the Patrick Ness ones because they were almost all on Kindle except for the first one. That is so. That means I did a lot of Kindle reading last year, technically, because I almost never read on my Kindle, which I'm going to be reading a lot more on my Kindle. Especially because I'm getting rid of books physically, and I haven't bought any books this year yet, and it's going to take a lot for me to want to physically buy a book. And probably because of everything I've already gone over about what if I don't like it and want to get rid of it? What if nobody will take it? I mean, Goodwill's always an option, but like they still only take a couple of boxes.
Right.
And it's like, I don't want to.
They only have so much room.
Yeah. And I don't want to be overcrowding anybody, but I also don't want to be overcrowded.
You should go to a different Goodwill.
I thought about
multiple
that.
Goodwills.
Yeah. I thought about like, hey Megan, you want to go on a little trip? We're just gonna go to Goodwill's and drop stuff off. 40% were physical books, and then 52% was audio. And I think that's pretty accurate. I think I was pretty consistent. I was like, what's the word? I was pretty consistent with making sure I had the right editions on there because, like I said, it's going to drive me insane if I don't.
Right.
I like seeing the most read authors. I think it did my top 3 on the wrap up. So those were Patrick Ness, Frederick Bachman, and T.E. Kinsey. But then under that is Travis Beacham, Stephanie Meyer, Neil Gaiman, Robert Kirkman, and Sarah J. Maas, and T.J. Newman. That's always interesting to me. I'm interested to see the authors I get into this year.
Yeah.
Like whether or not it's going to be a bunch of new authors or if I can like finish a bunch of series that I've been wanting to get it back into or, stuff like that just to see. I want to read more Stephen King. I know that for sure. And I want to read more Michael Crichton and Agatha Christie. Those are my top 3 for sure want to get to authors. And then under that, I would like to read more Emily St. John Mandel just because I love Station 11 and I like Sea of Tranquility. I like how
Anytime she can mention Station 11.
I know, it's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah, and
We should do like a reel of you just saying Station 11.
just like all
All
the
the
times I've
clips.
mentioned Station 11. That's sad is what that is. Yeah. I know that for sure. That's what I want to do. I mean, I want to read like all the books I have, ideally, but off the top of my head, as for like a kind of goal, those are the main authors for sure. And for books that I haven't already read.
Right.
Like I could say J.K. Rowling, but I've already read Harry Potter a couple of times. So they're not new. There was somebody else I had on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of who it was. Oh well. I'd like to get in, I think, to more. I've already mentioned this last year, so it's nothing new, but I think I would like to get into more sci-fi and more fantasy. But I definitely still have sci-fi on the brain.
Got a couple great series for you.
Really? What could this possibly be? I know a good book you could read. Station 11.
You'll probably pass me on the one series.
I don't know, Becky. I've already mentioned it. Brooke without a baby versus Brooke with a baby. We're different. We're different people. We're different readers. Brooke with a baby takes a lot longer to read nowadays.
Our friend that got us to read the series, the Robert Jordan series,
Uh-huh.
he's like on book, I was going to say 21. There's not 21 books. But
There's like 15,
There's
right?
like 300. Yes, there's 15. I think there's 14.
Feels like 300.
I think he finished book 12, and he's like, I can't wait for you to get to book 12.
Oh, it must have been a good one.
It's going to take me a minute. Something really exciting happens in book 12.
Oh my gosh. And you're on 4. You're about to finish 4.
Yes. Now, something just happened in 4 that I thought is what he was talking about was going to happen in book 12.
Yeah.
But it does happen at the same place, at the same location. So it's got to be good. Like it's got to be retaliation or like a take back or something.
Ooh.
In response to what happened in book 4. So there's too many books between now and then. So
yeah, there are a lot.
I'm gonna have to read faster.
You could just completely ignore anything else and just read that series.
Well, what I've been doing, and this is
other
terrible.
than obviously your Bible devotion, that's
yeah,
it's important.
But I've been putting that in. Like I get ready and I listen to whatever I can while I'm getting dressed.
Yeah,
and then of a book which is currently Curse of the Pharaoh. And then when I get in the car, I listen to my devotional.
Yeah,
and I've actually. The devotionals are so short that I sometimes do 2 or 3 devotionals.
Yeah.
And so that's how that's been working out for me. But with the Robert Jordan book, I love reading the physical copies of that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie and say that. I don't, but I do. But what I've been doing to catch up, because it's taken me longer to read this one than it took me to read the last one, I think. I've been reading or listening to like 3 or 4 chapters at night. While I do other things. So I'm cheating a little bit on this one as far as like not reading it physically anymore. But I want all of the physical copies of all of the books.
Yeah. That's what happens when you fall in love with a series. That makes sense.
Yeah. So book 5 is on its way, and I'm probably going to end up listening to it too, just because I think it's helpful when I'm doing other things because I can just listen to it. And I think as a husband and wife that read the books. I'll have to go back and look and see who it is.
I think you've told me that.
And they're the ones reading it.
Yeah.
And and I found it on YouTube because it's not on
Everand.
Everand.
I almost said Scribe, didn't you?
Yes.
I was thinking Scribed in my head, but
it's not on Everand, and I don't want to spend extra money on Audible.
Right.
So
you can always find an audiobook on YouTube. It might not be the best quality. It might not be exactly perfect like you would get on Audible probably, or even on Everand, but you can always find the audiobook on YouTube.
They have this split into like 4 different sections. And so it's like chapters 1 through whatever, 1 through 10, 10 through 20, something like that.
Yeah.
And but fortunately, it will find the next one immediately, so it's not like I have to go in and search for it.
Yeah.
So that's been good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cheat with the next one too because I want to read faster. I want to read them faster.
Yeah.
Because I want to get to the next thing that's happening. Like
said exciting event.
Yeah, there's a well, and not just, skip from book 4 to book 12 to whatever happens.
Right.
But each book has exciting things that happen on their own, and I want to be able to
experience it.
Yeah.
You just can't get to those books quick enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have plans to read so many books this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think I put in here again 24 as my goal, but I'm hoping I do more than that.
Yeah.
So I may have a plethora of audiobooks and very few physical books at the end of the year, but I don't care. I just want to get them read.
You're going to get them read. I think you'll definitely be able to reach your 24 goal this time.
Yeah.
Because you're figuring out what works best for you.
Yeah.
And that was your goal this past year, and you almost got it.
Right.
So you'll definitely be able to get it if you don't pass it. I love seeing the changes and stuff from year to year. Because now I'm going to have mainly physical books. Or ebooks. It depends on what I decide to read.
Right.
But I don't think I'm if I had to guess by the end of this year, I might have a job in August.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'll still have me. And so I'll probably it's still not going to require me to drive a lot, but when it does, it'll be a long commute. So I might end up with maybe 5 audiobooks if I had to guess.
Well, plus, you could always listen to audiobooks, while you're cooking or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Once I figure my life out. I'm still figuring it out. We're getting there, but, this is all still, you're not a parent until you're a parent. So
that's right.
Nothing can really prepare you. But yeah, I just really like seeing the differences from the years past. Like I did a lot of audiobooks last year. I did even more the year before. I did just more books in 2022.
Mm-hmm. Well, you would have done more last year too.
Yeah,
but you didn't feel well.
Yeah, that's tough stuff, man. I still haven't updated. Oh, whoa! Didn't mean to yell at you. I still haven't updated. So I had inputted my new goal for this year as 70 books. Last year, 2023, my goal was 80. I did not reach it. I made 60. But I still think 70 might be a stretch. So I think I'm going to bring it down a little bit to either 50 or 60. Maybe I'll do 55. Maybe I'll go crazy and do 55. A good in between. And, if I pass it, then I pass it. But I hope to make it. I don't have a page goal. I remember mentioning a little while ago when we had talked about this that I would be interested in having a page number goal.
Right.
But I honestly don't even know how to decide what number would be a good goal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that's hard to.
You read 11,000 pages this year, right? Or last year?
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe you should make your page goal 12,000.
Yeah.
Just an extra 1,000. That should be easy.
Yeah. Too. I might do that. That's good. I'm gonna jot that down. I'm gonna forget if I don't. 12,000 pages and 55 books. I wonder if that adds up. Anyway,
and then if you do read more Stephen King, that'll.
Well, I'll have to reach. I'll have to reach the page goal. I know. I keep thinking about Under the Dome by Stephen King, and that's a big one too. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. What was your favorite book of the
my favorite book
year?
Of the entire year? Ooh.
It had to have been, if I had to guess, one of the Michael J. Sullivan books.
Yeah.
Is
Are
it?
You gonna guess which one?
Maybe, if I can remember all the names. I want to say it was the second series you read. It was a part of the trilogy.
Yeah.
I just want to say Fairlane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fairlane was probably my favorite. Definitely was my favorite out of the trilogy. Let me look at the list.
I know that's a
'Cause
bold question because I haven't even thought about what my favorite book was.
because my favorite one out of the other series, I'm sorry, guys.
No. I'm just going to scroll and look and see what comes to me, you know?
Oh, that's what I'm looking for. I think it was Age of Empire was my favorite out of the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Age of Empire was my favorite out of the Legends of the First Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, I just cried like a baby for pretty much the whole entire series.
Yeah, it was the one you said you got to work and you were crying.
Yes, ugly crying. Ugly crying.
Boo-hoo, sobs.
And I think it was like by the 3rd book, I'm like, well, I just know everyone's going to die, so don't get emotionally attached.
Just get over it. You know. That's
the one thing that you need to know going into Legends of the First Empire. Everyone dies. So just know.
Yeah.
If you like them, they're probably going to
Too
die.
bad.
And don't get too comfortable with shipping couples either.
Because they also die. No, I have no idea. Oh my gosh. This is tough. That's a tough question. I can't believe I asked you that. And I don't have an answer. No, I think I'm gonna go with my favorite physical and then my favorite audio.
Okay.
My favorite physical book, it's nothing original. I think it was Station 11. I'm just kidding. I do want to reread that though this year. But I think I'm gonna go with The Stand by Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that book, and it was the biggest book too. So it's like that's a great example of gigantic books that you can thoroughly enjoy the entire time,
Right.
without feeling like, why am I still reading this? I need to read something else. I get that feeling, but I think that was my favorite. It just had all the aspects that I just love in a book. It was a crazy virus took over and killed off everybody. And it was like this long journey story of this group of people eventually meeting and coming together, and then taking their own journey to Colorado to find a safe haven for them. And then it's like there's also like a battle of good and evil in it, and it's just the characters were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a dog in it, and he's just the most perfect dog, and he's so great. It was just really, really good. And it wasn't like horrifying, like everyone's Stephen King, King of Horror, which yes he is, but like it's just not one that was a full-on horror book.
Mm-hmm.
It was more just fictions, maybe a little sci-fi, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot.
I'm gonna need someone to write a fantasy
Mm-hmm.
that is also a murder mystery with some romance thrown in.
I bet we could find one.
I
Fantasy, mystery, romance.
I need it.
We're gonna find that.
I'm thinking that's gonna be the best book ever.
The best. You should write it. I bet we could find that. My favorite audiobook it's kind of a tough one because almost all the Frederick Bachmans that I have were audio.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to not put one of them as my favorite.
Right.
I know Drowning was my favorite thriller.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And I don't want to say Impact Winner because that was a re-listen.
Mm-hmm.
I want my favorite new one, 2023. Honestly, I thought The Haunting of Hill House was kind of boring.
Really?
It really was not that scary. It was kind of boring. It was fine. It was good. It was entertaining, but like it's under horror, and I'm like, where?
Yeah, I think that's how we similarly felt.
Same. Me too.
When we read The Devil in the Dark Water.
Yeah.
Like it was a good mystery.
It was a very good book.
But it wasn't what we thought it was. Like it was supposed to be like spooky.
And like I remember just distinctly one event that I thought, oh, that was actually kind of spooky.
Yeah.
And then everything after that like didn't meet that standard.
I kind of wanted that. I wanted the mummy or whatever it was
the
to
leper.
be yes, I wanted that to actually be a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
and not a human causing trouble.
Right. And I remember there was like 3 books in a row that were supposed to be horror that could have potentially been supernatural horror. And like all 3 of them were just people. It was just people. It was like pulling mask off in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I was about to say it was like an episode of Scooby-Doo.
I kind of wanted it to be like actual terror. Kind of like Mallory was scary because it's like actual things happening that are like monsters and stuff from Bird Box. Like it was just, that was an actual supernatural horror kind of thing.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. I'm getting a little off topic. This is tough. I'm going to say 2 different audiobooks because I don't think I can choose. The first one I'm going to say was Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. That book was so good. Becky, you've got to listen to that book. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It was just great. Just from the narrators doing a fantastic job, from the writing, it was just amazing. The characters, how they're woven together in the end, and how funny it is, but also how heartbreaking it is. I just love an emotional roller coaster. It was so good. I loved following the octopus as a character. I think that is just so fun when you can follow different creatures like that. And he was so funny. He was so funny. And I think that has a lot to do with the narrator as well. He did a fantastic job, and he was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he had a British accent, which just, it makes it even
better.
more funny. Like he's just a funny guy. Yeah, and it made it just 1,000 times better. And then my second favorite one was Neil Gaiman, The Graveyard Book. I loved that book. That book was so good as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was witty, as Neil Gaiman, he's a witty guy. And he read it himself. We've already mentioned that he's just great at narrating. The story behind it was really good. It was kind of, not to just be a broken record, but it kind of, it gave me like Harry Potter feels a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the kind of story that it is. Like found family and all these whimsical things that are going on in this place. Like it was just really, really fun, really entertaining, and also kind of sad. Kind of sad. That's what I like, apparently. It was really good. So those are that's what I'm gonna pick. That's what I'm going with. Do you have a least favorite? Oh, you said that would have been The Cornish Midwife.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not because it wasn't a good book. Just because on the totem pole,
yeah,
it was just your least favorite. Man, let's see. What's the least favorite that I actually finished? Because I'm not counting the DNF books.
Which would obviously be.
Which should obviously be my least favorite. Oh my gosh, is Duck Duck Gator going to be my least favorite? Yeah, probably Fallen. Oh my gosh, and our friend, she gave me, it was like the first 3 books in that series, or the first 2 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And because she was like, you might really like these because they're in the same realm as like Twilight and then A Court of Thorns and Roses, like that kind of paranormal romance, YA kind of genre.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's at the bottom. Like it was, I thought, she was like, I loved these books in high school. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, great. And she also liked Twilight, and she also is obsessed with Sarah J. Maas, so she loves The Court of Thorns and Roses and all those.
Right.
So surely I thought, yeah, I'll probably enjoy them. So boring. So boring. I finished the first one. I gave it a 2.5.
Oh.
And I think I remember typing in my like little review at the time. I think I said 2.5 was generous, and really I should have just gone with 2. I think. But it was so boring. I finished it, and I was like, "You can have these books back." I was like, I'm sorry. I did not like them.
Was she disappointed that you didn't like them?
Nah, she didn't care. I think she was trying to give me something I might like. My least favorite thriller, though, in case you're wondering, would be You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I remember there was like, what did they say? There was a blurb and it said the Queen of Twists or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no. Not when you call the twist from the beginning of the book. Yeah, I didn't like that one very much.
Yeah, you definitely called that.
I'm sure there's one more I can bully. Sure.
Not bully.
Well, I did technically already bully The Haunting of Hill House. Which is so funny because I read Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Loved it. Mm-hmm. It was great. Mm-hmm. Great book. And I was like, it really makes me think of Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix adaptation,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. Like, it's just, if you really like that kind of atmosphere, that kind of like creepy bump in the night, what's happening in this house kind of stuff, you probably really enjoy Home Before Dark. But I didn't really care for the actual Haunting of Hill House book. It was just kind of boring. I just, yeah, that's it. That's, even Duck Duck Gator was better than those. Poor book only had, how many reviews does it
13?
have on Goodreads, I wonder?
I don't
But yeah,
know.
it only had 13 on Storygraph. But Storygraph isn't quite as popular as, okay, come on, phone, as Goodreads. It's got an average rating of 4.17. That's good. But it only has 29 ratings.
Well, and who's the author?
Ken Wheaton.
So
I don't
feel
think
like
he's not blown up or anything.
I was
like,
gonna say,
he's
I
not,
feel like the reason
mm-hmm.
would be because he's not a well-known author,
Yeah.
and it's not a title that people are talking about.
Right. It's not. And we did what we could. We've talked about it. Or at least I've read it and talked about it. You haven't read it yet, right?
No.
It's fun. It's entertaining. Like, you'd probably just enjoy it.
I do remember you saying that it was okay, like it was a decent.
Yeah, like it's fine.
It's not terrible.
It's just like
it's not like our boss should be upset that he gave us that book and it was terrible.
He's probably like, I gave them a book. What? Who are these people?
I'm not their boss. I don't know them.
Yeah, right. He's like, nope. I remember saying that it's more like Duck Dynasty meets something, and I don't remember what it was, but it's.
I don't remember either. It was a mystery, right?
Yeah, it's a mystery, and it's funny, and it's in the South, and it's about two rival families, I believe, who both have reality TV shows. Like, one of them is about like duck calls, or like Duck Dynasty, like they duck hunt and stuff,
Right.
and have their own brand and things like that. And then the other one has to do with like gator hunting and stuff like that. And there's a mystery. One of them from, I think, the family who does the gator hunting ends up murdered or dead. And you have to find out when they have to figure out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's funny and it's enjoyable. I like reading things that take place in the South and thinking, oh, actually, this is kind of relatable, because
right.
there's not a whole lot of books that take place in the South that
right.
are accurate, at least.
Right.
You know, so it's just fun. It was okay. It was better than the other books that I've mentioned for sure. So, you know, so I've decided another goal that I have is, if I'm only going to be able to read maybe a book a week now, I had better have a review typed up for you. So that's what I had prepared, which I'm not going to go over now. We're almost at 2 hours. And so I want to be held accountable for that. I want every week, if I finished a book, there needs to be some kind of review typed up with my thoughts about it. Because what else will I have to contribute at that point? If not talking about a book.
I'm going to have to also get on my book reading so that I make sure I complete something to talk about.
You're going to have to pull this podcast. I'm just going to be trailing behind you.
Well, the good news is that by the time we record next week, I already have 2 completed books to talk about. I should have a third one.
Yeah.
So
I should have
a fourth one, actually. 4. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're getting on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you are almost done with Shadow Rising, so that's definitely one of them. But that's cool. That's good. Good. I'm glad. I should have 2 to talk about, at least. Maybe 3 if I am lucky.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm excited. And then I talked about my book number, and then you gave me a page goal, which was really good. You talked about your book number goal. And do you have, I mean, you don't really, I guess, need to talk about the authors you're going to try to read, because you've already talked about the series you're trying to continue in, which means
I'm going to try to finish the Robert Jordan books.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do the Harry Potter books later in the year.
That's right.
At least 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm doing the Amelia Peabody series
Mm-hmm.
and the Lady Hardcastle series.
Yeah, so you're definitely going to get those authors in.
Yeah.
For sure. Are there any other authors you'd like to start? Like Stephen King?
No, that's not my genre.
Yeah.
I maybe
I would say The Stand, but it's probably too long for you to start off with Stephen King.
Yeah, maybe we should, for our October book club book this year, maybe we should choose a Stephen King book.
We should. That's a great idea.
So
You're so smart.
glad I thought of it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
That's all I have.
That's it? Okay. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. That's a really good quality. I know I talked about the genres: sci-fi, fantasy, maybe more thrill. I mean,
there's at least one romance you need to read.
There is at least one romance. I want to also, in case anybody's forgetting, that's The Convenient Wife by Betty Niels. It's sitting up there on the guest bed because I had it on top of the books I had finished so far this year, but they were in front of my 2023 stack, so I had to move things. So now it's sitting on the bed with books I'm keeping because obviously I wouldn't give that away, but.
Yeah, we'd have a problem.
Know, right. I know exactly where it's at. I think I'm definitely going to do this because it's still technically on my shelf in Storygraph. I definitely want to get into another fantasy series, like another paranormal romance fantasy series, which technically I've already started because it's still on my shelf. It says I've started it. It said I started it last year, like 3 months ago. Well, no, at this point, probably like 4 or 5 months ago.
Right.
Whoops. And that is the Crave series by Tracy Wolff. I had started it. I enjoyed the setup, enjoyed the setting. I thought the main character so far was bearable. So that's fun. And I know it has to do with vampires. Everything always has to do with vampires. Whatever. Hashtag Team Jacob.
Well, I mean, you read a werewolf book and you didn't like it, so.
Well, it wasn't a YA, which I am so bipolar when it comes to YA. I really am. It's really got to be entertaining and good for me to enjoy it, but I so easily insult YA at the same time because it's not written for me particularly. It's written for teenagers, but it's more it's entertaining for me too. But YA can be really annoying at the same time, like the angsty teens.
Yeah.
So if it's a bearable character, then really it should be their college age or up.
I mean,
new adult, as they say.
In some regards, middle grade is better because they're not angsty.
It's true. Middle grade's very fun. I love middle grade. I do want to read more middle grade this year too. I just want to read more.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
You will,
but
well, you're not getting pregnant again this year. So.
Oh, I'm not. I better not.
That's
that better not be happening. Better don't.
Better don't.
I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad. Like I still get pain. Like I'm not even done with the weeks. Friday is my postpartum visit. So I guess after that, technically I am technically done.
Quote unquote healed.
Yeah. But really, we all know it takes at least a couple months for your body to really heal up.
Yeah.
In some cases, like a year or so. Well, yeah. No, I would be so mad. I would be so mad. Anyway, it's not to say I wouldn't love the little baby. I'm just saying I'd be mad that I'd be pregnant again and have to get cut open all over again because they've already told me I would have to have a C-section again. I couldn't do labor. I was like, what's the word? What's it called? So
I had to have C-sections with both of mine, but they were too big for me to deliver.
Yeah. Yeah, my cervix wasn't, I know this is what everybody wants to hear. My cervix wasn't, one end was dilating even though it was at an extremely slow pace, and it would have been a failed induction at the certain point anyway. But one end of it was dilating and the other end was not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I couldn't have pushed him out anyway. It would have ended up being an emergency C-section.
Yeah.
So anyway, yep.
You're welcome for that as well.
You like those words? Cervix.
I mean, it could have been a worse conversation.
It could have been a worse conversation. Man.
But that is not what this podcast is about. So,
yep. There's podcasts out there that cover this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's not ours. So, I think that's it. I mean, I think that's it. 2 hours. I think that is it. Is there anything else I want to say before next week? I started knitting.
Yeah.
Again.
Good.
I haven't gotten very far.
What are you knitting?
I'm just still working on the squares for my patchwork cardigan.
Heard.
Yeah. I had taken my stuff to the hospital and everything, but I couldn't concentrate on a thing. I had brought my book, my Kindle, my knitting. All I wanted to do was play Uno.
With Austin?
Yeah. With whoever would play with me. I mean, he played with me because he was there, and then like Megan played some too when she came to visit and stuff. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. We're getting a lot more eggs. Do y'all need eggs?
No.
Okay.
We did eat some. I think Emma cooked some eggs last night, but we need to cook a few more before we get more.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, you don't know how quickly people go through eggs, so I didn't know if y'all were like, "Oh, we already ate all of our eggs."
I'm really the only one who would eat eggs like that.
Yeah.
Emma and Ella don't care for them unless they're boiled, and then I have to cook Nepali food, so they have to be curried. Really, they don't. And I think that's how Emma cooked them last night. She curried them.
That's cool. Yeah, we've been eating eggs a lot, but we still have too many eggs.
Yeah,
and it's just gonna get worse because we're not even still getting 9 a day. I mean, we're getting. Yeah, no, we're still not getting 9 a day. We're getting there though, because I guess the rooster doesn't lay eggs.
No.
No, yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, I guess that's all that we have. I hope you enjoyed this mega long episode because there's really not going to be too much that I edit out. And hope you enjoyed listening to us ramble on about our I can never say that. Statistics and our wrap up from Storygraph. We love Storygraph. If you like to log, the books you're reading, Storygraph is really good. You can change the editions. You can find exactly what you're reading. You can input your own edition if for some reason you can't find it, and they will approve it and add it to their archive. It's really cool. And you can review. You can all the things that you've heard us talk about, the moods, the pace. You can do all of that, and that's really fun. I enjoy doing that a lot. I can't wait to see the changes in our reading this year. I'm just so excited I love that. I just love that. And I can't wait to see what we get into. But as for me, that's all.
That's all for me. So, thank you all for listening, of course, as usual. It is wonderful to know there are so many kindred spirits in the world, and we are so thankful that you listen to us. That's an honor. We appreciate you. Please don't forget to continue to support the Sideways Sheriff. And if you haven't already, please follow him. He's everywhere. He's on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yep.
Please make sure to follow him and just keep up with what he's doing. And he'd probably even really appreciate it if you went to one of his events.
For sure.
So, and I know he posts about his events on there. So if you're ever wondering where and when, I'm sure he's talking about it. And then, of course, as usual, we have merchandise. If you're interested, just let us know. And check out the links at the end of our podcast, just so you can look and see what books we've talked about, if you're interested in purchasing any of them. And, again, just thank you for listening. And until next time, stay happily booked.